Hey everyone, Couch Investor here back with part 2 of a two-part series of my interview with Tom Nash. If you missed part 1, it will be linked down in the description or you can find it in the top right corner. In part 1, we talked more about who Tom Nash is, the beginnings, why he went into finance, why he started a YouTube channel, building your portfolio, diversification or not. That's part 1. In this part, we're going to talk more about Palantir, about Tesla, Elon Musk, Alex Karp, joke around, revisit some old movies as well. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up as it really helps me out grow the channel and get my videos out there. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, we're on our way to 20,000 subscribers. It would really mean a lot if we hit that mark before the end of the year. So hit that subscribe button. Now, without further ado, enjoy. Goes into the next one, and I think this is the highlight for everyone that will be watching. Is Palantir the next generational company?
Yeah, I've answered this before. I think so. I feel strongly about it. My opinion on this has been very open. Some people agree, some people disagree, some people feel strongly about it one way or the other, and it's okay. I don't mind. For me, it's very clear. I've done a lot of research about this company, both on the technical side, on the business side, on the management side. Everything about it screams it's a home run for me. So totally, I can't stress enough how much I like what they're doing. And there's gonna be bumps in the road, I'm sure. It's not gonna be a smooth ride like nothing is. The share price is gonna be volatile, but it's hard to bet against Peter Thiel, almost as hard as it's to bet against Elon. By the way, he liked my tweet yesterday about Tesla and the Ford Mach-E.
Elon?
Yeah, I swear to God. I thought it was a fake account in the beginning, but then I was like, oh shit, it's him.
I know the feeling. I got a comment at the start of the year. I was like, is this real? Is this fake? What is this? And then it started blowing up. I was like, huh, it's real. I was like, must have been in the bathroom going through Twitter as always.
It's so funny how active he is on Twitter.
It's crazy.
Like he's the most well-known person on the universe, pretty much, right? The richest guy in the world, runs and he's fucking trolling people on Twitter, bro. My comment was a troll against Ford. I said that comparing the Mach-E to Tesla is like comparing a car to a
potato.
Yeah, yeah. He liked it. He likes the trolls, bro.
Yeah, no, he has a good sense of humor that a lot of people have lost in recent years because, I don't know, they're afraid to be a bit funny without offending someone. But he likes it. He brings a bit a breath of fresh air, I think.
Did you get any new followers because he commented on your post?
Yeah, like because it was at the very start of the year, so I had nothing. Then in an hour, 1,000 and 1,800. I was like, what is this? It's crazy.
That's cool. Bro. Imagine. I can only imagine what it feels like to be him, bro. Imagine the responsibility of every word, and he paid for this dearly. Last time the SEC got on this case, he paid $40 million on this joke on Twitter.
Yeah. But I think at this point, it feels like he doesn't really care.
No, he does not anymore. At this point, no. But maybe like 3 years ago, he cared. Now, yeah, he doesn't give like for him, 40 million is like for you and me $1,000.
Yeah,
he'll happily pay for a good joke.
his comment on Bernie's post.
Are you still alive, motherfucker? I forgot you're still alive. That was so sarcastic, bro.
Yeah, it's such a good one. At first, I thought it was a meme because at first I started on Instagram. I was like, come on, it can't be real. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, it's real.
I think you remember the show that he did the meme review with Justin Roiland from Rick and Morty?
No, I didn't see this one.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, bro. So they were going back and forth, and I think they saw like a picture of Bernie Sanders and with like a white sign, and they had to find what to put on the sign, and it was like, "Get off my lawn."
It's a good, yeah. I can see him
Yeah,
being that person.
yeah. So yeah, I absolutely love Palantir. There's the test cases that we've seen coming out from the airline business, which they manage with Airbus.
Hmm. The
Very,
Skywise one.
very, yeah. Skywise data is very strong. Um, the 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 numbers as far as what they're allowing airlines, their suppliers, the manufacturers of parts for the suppliers, any service providers. So the stuff that they've done for Airbus and anybody who's associated in the supply chain is insane. Airbus themselves, and their public company, they reported that it reduced the production of the A350 by 33% in 5 years. So I know people who work with the system, they swear by it. People who, and I have proof daily that they work with it. Screenshots of their name and videos using the system. They all swear by it. And I think if Snowflake, which is completely different company, Snowflake valuation is justified, or at least half justified. I mean, Palantir is insanely undervalued.
Yeah, how much is Snowflake still today?
I don't know,
It's
but their price to sales ratio and the EV to EBITDA is like it's like 3 or 4 times more than Palantir.
yeah, okay. So why do you think the market, or like the overall market, does not understand Palantir, or maybe does not want to understand Palantir?
Um, I'll tell you the truth, because it's really hard to explain their business. It's not so easily digestible, like explaining other stuff. You have to explain these elaborate software solutions that aggregate multiple data points across different groups by aggregating to them into one engine, which helps you make better decisions in real time based on that data. It's really
Okay.
hard to explain. I think I did a good job when I showed the Airbus
Mhm.
presentation. The one in that presentation, I don't have to make this explanation. I could just show you what they do, like by giving you examples. And we've seen a lot of insane examples. Like for example, the ground team in the airport is now preparing for changing a gasket inside the engine, because if they do it now, they'll avoid making an overhaul on the engine, which would cost 40,000 per engine on that plane. So an $80,000 repair and complete the commissioning of the plane until for the entire day has been avoided, because they can replace the gasket ahead of time that's
Yeah.
about to fail based on the real time oil temperature while they're descending, stuff like that. Just one example. So um, I think preventative maintenance is easy to explain. That's why I use it, but it
Mhm.
goes scheduling, um, everything goes into it. Maintenance, for example, like minimum quantities of inventory. I don't know if you're familiar with this term. Like every company has to have its own manual, how much of everything they have to keep in
Yeah.
minimum. And these parts, they become obsolete. You throw it away, you buy new ones. So basically, they've been able to reduce significantly, like minimum quantities for inventory for Airbus, and also um, manage the whole like supply chain process of how to procure them so they get there on time. Like it's a completely now. I feel like it's becoming the operating system for as far as they're no longer just a business intelligence software. They're kind of becoming a almost kind of an operating system for big companies on how to manage data in everyday operations uh, through the data.
Mhm. Fair enough. It's much easier to write headlines like Palantir is selling your data than obviously explaining what you
Oh,
just
they do
did.
not actually. That's the crazy part. So
Yeah,
the way
of
they
course you
do
do
it
not.
is you actually get to decide. Unlike other Silicon Valley companies, which is what the fight they had, is the client decides which folders is the ones they're
Mhm.
allowed to. Not even the when you say shared data and private data, it's not even about they don't ever like use the individual data but like the aggregate data. But if the client says this data I don't want to be shared at all because of XYZ, then they don't. They only use whatever the client defines is allowed to be
Yeah.
shared in kind of a group format, not individual, so it can be
Yeah, it's
weaponized
like
or
the security settings on Google Docs. Like whoever has the link can see it, whoever does not will not
yeah,
see it
yeah.
for sure.
I
And
think there's a lot of myths about it. People have been running this myth that Alex Karp is dumping shares, which is completely inaccurate. Prove this wrong.
the focus also on he's dumping shares, so he doesn't believe. Like a lot of people nowadays focus, they see one of the managers dump their shares, he doesn't believe in the company. But sometimes they sell their shares because first they also need to live. Maybe they have a family, maybe they need
No, but
kids
in
in
this case,
college.
it's just a tax bill, bro. It's just a
Yeah,
tax bill.
for options exercise probably.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
costs money,
Elon does the same right now, and
of
they only,
course.
I'm envious because the Tesla community gets it and nothing happens, but the Palantir community was full of fucking day traders who got panic and just started. They can't. They don't even care about stuff like this. They only care about their little like fucking rain dance charts, bro.
Mhm.
Like the juju bullshit like this. They draw lines on the screen as if it means something, bro. It's yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
a lot of people also like forget 1 year ago Palantir was at what, $10-11 or so. So
Yeah, they direct listing was at like sub $10. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
still down significantly. I mean, we
of
almost
course
touched.
40
I
or
think
so.
this time it was like almost 30. Um, yeah, I think as long as I think Alex and Peter did a brilliant thing by giving themselves F shares, and I like how they called it F shares. I think the name is not coincidental. They'll never lose control of the company. Money wise, the company is growing at about 40% per year, which is very impressive. And reducing debt, free cash flow is increasing. They can sell all they want, but it's like Steph Curry. He can have a few bad games, but at the end of the season, he's going to have his 42% from the three. So it's going to eventually even out.
Yeah, and like Alex Karp said like not so long ago, if you're in it for the short term, Palantir isn't for you. Like
Precisely. Yeah. And it wasn't being done, and it wasn't trying to pitch the company. I think it was legitimately saying, well, you get the fuck up.
yeah, no, for sure. I think Palantir Vision retweeted something today because I think there was an interview with Alex Karp where he said we're great at creating products and software, but not so good at sales.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But he used to be proud of this. Now
Mhm.
he understands
Yeah, now
they actually need, yeah, they need a sales force. They'll need to be more transparent. And they need, bro, last earnings call was horrendous. Horrendous. It was, I don't know if you saw it with us or without us, or maybe you streamed.
yeah. I was there with you.
You see three people that were very cringed out, me, Sasha, and Juan. Completely cringed out. Sham was horrible. They need to get better at communicating with their community. Like they don't unless they find like Elon does this for the brand, and then with if you take away Elon from the equation, none of this high conviction actually exists. Like he makes it happen.
Mhm.
So it's not like I'm expecting Alex Karp to do something like this, but I do expect them to be more proactive with educating the investment community about stuff like employee stock option exercises and like um, they're not really transparent enough about breakdown from government. Like we have to extrapolate this data from their financials. What's going on with the government side? What's going on with the commercial side? Is it how much each side is growing? How much each side is weighing from the entire revenues? How many are the top 20 clients? Like this stuff we need to know. And they have not done a good job at being transparent and communicating it because I think they're all a bunch of engineers and they need, as you mentioned, to evolve. And it's not like they have to like go Nicola and completely hype it up, but talk to us. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And touching a bit on the same point, do you think? I think you spoke about this once or twice. Do you think they'll go and offer B2C products in the future? And if so,
Eventually, yeah, eventually, yes. It's just a question of when is this eventually going to happen?
mhm.
Eventually, I think they will. In fact, I've been on record saying that this is the only runway they have to get. If anybody is thinking about the $1 trillion valuation, it cannot be done by a B2B structure. It's not possible. If you want to have that next leap, think about it this way: what's the biggest B2B, pure B2B company in the world right now? Hold on a sec. This is the disadvantage of having a wireless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just plugged in my wired because the thing sometimes just goes berserk. So I don't. Do you know the answer? Do you want me to give you the answer?
I had Google in mind, but if it's not Google,
No, Google
then
has a B2C product. It's not
yeah, true.
every huge company, even though they have a good B2B business, like Amazon, right?
Mhm.
They also have a B2C client. Microsoft also have a B2C client. Like you can argue that the Amazon cloud is bigger than Amazon e-commerce now, but still, you have to have that portion.
So we have to go
And they
into
all
maybe
have it.
chip
Facebook.
makers, TSMC or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no. Chip makers are also there. There is a B2C business, chip makers as well.
Yeah, but TSMC doesn't sell. Yeah,
Okay, I'll
maybe
give you the biggest B2B business. It's not even the chip makers are not in the top. I'll show you the. Let's pull up the list. I'm gonna share screen with you, and we're gonna go one by one.
Mhm.
Okay, Apple have a B2C product. Yes. Microsoft. Yes. Google definitely. Yes. Amazon. Yes. Tesla. Yes. Facebook. Yes. Nvidia definitely. I bought a few this year of their Berkshire Hathaway uh, holding company.
Yeah,
Not really in the debate. They're a holding company. They're not a business. They don't manufacture, produce anything. So not relevant. Be right. So let's ignore them. Banks, by definition, they have a B2C
mhm.
division. Home Depot, United Health, Johnson and Johnson, Visa, Walmart, P&G, Bank of America, Pfizer, Mastercard, Adobe, Netflix, Walt Disney, Nike, ExxonMobil, Salesforce. The only one I can give you, like honestly, like maybe it's either ExxonMobil or Salesforce. But even ExxonMobil, kind of, it's okay. Let's say fuck it. I'll give you ExxonMobil. So it's number 23 on the list.
Yeah,
So the first 22 companies have a B2C product or service. They cannot, by definition, by what I just show you, to jump into the top 10 without having a B2C product. They
yeah.
understand this. Believe me, they understand this. It doesn't mean they cannot make, they can probably get to 200 billion just by growing the current commercial and government business, which is pretty much massive upside. Like it's going to 5x your money from today. So you're not going to be poor if they do it. But if they want the next level, it has to be B2C.
What kind
Otherwise,
of
they probably
products?
the ceiling is going to be 200 billion.
What kind of products?
I have a few ideas, but it's just ideas by somebody who's not an engineer. Obviously, you shouldn't be asking me this question. I'll tell you what my opinion is, but I'm imagining this system that completely manages your life from A to Z, healthcare, finances, work, dating, emotional, like everything based on everything the system knows about you from social media, from banks, from your medical records, from the way your heart beats, from your current data. Like, so this kind of system that optimizes your life and your decision making, basically giving you better options.
Hmm. Okay, so a mix of Skynet and God
Yeah, pretty much
mixed
Skynet and
together.
God. Yes, yes. Basically, how every bad situation in these horror movies,
Yeah.
sci-fi starts. Let's
Okay.
create an AI that's going to make things.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
bad.
yeah. This is
Uh,
how every futuristic thriller starts with
yeah.
somebody invents something like this that completely it always goes wrong, bro. It became self-aware.
Yeah. Maybe who knows?
One of the greatest movie ever made, bro. Back to Not Back to the Future, also a great movie. Terminator 2,
Hmm.
which is, by the way, Terminator 1, because Terminator 1 was just a fucking pilot. It
True.
wasn't a real movie. He just did it to get the money to make the movie that he really wanted to make.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. They call it's Terminator. Like the first one, it's like it's so low budget. People don't understand how low budget one was, bro. Like I don't know how he did one, bro, with no money. Like that movie, you compare one and two, it's like comparing a vehicle to a potato, bro. There's no similarity. Two was like masterpiece. Cameron fucking killed it in two, and the whole Skynet narrative in two was like brilliant, bro.
Yeah,
Brilliant,
for sure.
and predicted so much.
Unfortunately or fortunately, who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
insane. And the cast was fucking insanely good. The cast was brilliant, bro. To this day, I'm telling you, this is Arnie's best role, the Terminator.
yeah,
He doesn't have to speak; just have to look badass. Which is like naturally, he's a badass dude, bro. Did you see that clip where some kid tried to fucking ninja kick him in the back,
maybe
and he
maybe I
didn't
did, but
move?
a lot,
Like
a
the man is
lot.
in his 70s, yeah.
Yeah, but still a closet.
Yeah, he was standing, and then some guy decided it's gonna be a funny prank to just run and ninja kick him in the back, and like he dropped, and the guy didn't even fall. A 70-year-old man, bro. He turned around like, what the fuck was that?
I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll see you in prison. I don't know what happened to this guy. Yeah, he's a badass, bro. And I feel like a lot of these sci-fis we grew up on because again you're younger than me, like kids from the 80s like me. Like you remember, you don't remember, but I don't know if you saw Back to the Future trilogy.
I don't think I saw all three. I saw one and two for sure, but the third.
Okay, you don't need to see three; it's garbage.
Oh, okay.
The one and
as
two is the
as
only one.
always.
Yeah. Three is should have not been done. By the way, Michael J. Fox was already quite significantly sick in three.
Mhm.
Most people don't know this. So one and two was even then one was really the better movie, but two was damn good. And just for the sci-fi parts, because it really like anyway. So in the whole scene that I don't know how detailed your memories from this movie, but there's a scene where like this futuristic home, and the guy like has a video, like a Zoom call with his coworker. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker, like this was like 1988. And a lot of these movies have done a really good job at predicting stuff. A little bit less on the flotating father-in-law from the ceiling. But I mean, you can get everything right.
Yeah. No, but no, you're right. Like a lot of those movies.
You know why they put him upside down? There's a whole narrative about this, which is completely false.
Mhm.
So basically, Crispin Glover, the guy who played his dad,
Yeah.
and was younger than him, like the actor. So Crispin Glover did not come back for part 2 or 3
Oh.
because they had the fight, falling out. Not financial, by the way. He was really upset on how they ended the film in one, but they become rich, and he's like, this is a really bad message.
Mhm.
So he quit. So they decide to use his prosthetics they made him look older in one, and they brought in a different actor by the name of Jeffrey Weissman, and Jeffrey Weissman played like his character, and he sued the studio basically because they made people believe it's him, like they used his likeness, and he won the lawsuit.
Oh.
So people think they hung Jeffrey Weissman upside down, so people don't notice it's not him. But the real reason is they just wanted to fuck with fucking Crispin Glover because it was a fucking horrible actor to work with. Not in the sense that he was a horrible actor. He was really like a method actor.
Mhm.
So he wouldn't stand on his mark, and he wouldn't say the lines. Like he was becoming this guy, and he wouldn't, like, method actors, they can be a bitch sometimes. But basically, the writers just wanted to fuck with Crispin, bro. But then they kept the scene anyways, and people think they were trying to hide that it wasn't Crispin, which they did, but this was not the reason why they hung the dude upside down.
Yeah.
This was just to get back at Crispin.
All right. I don't know.
Too much Back to the Future trivia nobody cares about.
We started with Seinfeld, Career into Zen, now Terminator, going into Back to the
Yeah.
Future.
Like this is like old school 80s stuff, bro. You probably like don't even know what the fuck is going on in this call.
Two small ones, if I can. It's one, if you had to choose between Tesla and Palantir, which one
Yeah,
would you
good
go to?
question. It's good question. It's like asking to choose between two kids. It's impossible, bro. As a parent, both are phenomenal. Both are disruptive. I feel like they're both should be in my portfolio for a long time. I would not choose one over the other. Some people think that Palantir has more upside. I'm not sure, bro. You never know. Like Tesla is headed into the stratosphere. Who knows, bro?
Mhm.
Like, not to take away from Palantir's upside, but I mean Tesla has massive upside, especially as long as Elon is there, and his execution skills are phenomenal, bro.
Agreed.
He gets shit done. Maybe late, maybe not exactly on time, but he gets shit done. I like that.
And even if he's late, he's still way ahead of the competition. So rather
Yeah,
be late and deliver than be like on time, let's say, and not deliver the
yeah,
goods as good as it was.
I agree 100%.
And then last one, uh, if you could have one private company go public, which one would it be? And it cannot be Starlink, SpaceX.
Yeah, you just took away the one everybody wants.
Exactly.
Data robot.
I heard about this company first, but I
It's
don't know from where.
currently raised. They just raised funds on a $1 billion evaluation.
Mhm.
They automate. Uh, uh, they automate the role of data scientists and outsource it to different employees inside the company organization by this very easy to use graphical interface system. Basically, they will turn your whole company, your whole organization, as little nuts and bolts in this whole, and they'll create everybody into little mini data scientists inside the company by providing this platform for everybody to work in jointly together. Because basically, the idea is finding good data scientists is impossible, very hard,
Mhm.
and so they've, I guess, scaled it and automated it. So the company is insane. They just signed a joint venture with the Palantir, by the way,
Oh, okay,
about
that's good.
6 months ago. Yeah, really, data robot is the one for me.
All right,
If
I
they
think
when they go public, I'll buy definitely as much as I can.
sounds
Impressive
good.
company.
All right, then that will be it for this interview. Thanks again for taking the time. Really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I don't know how much of it you can use. Like most of it was just Seinfeld and movies, but I
Yeah, but
mean,
it's good. It's always good to
yeah,
have maybe a little bit of a new
yeah. When I
type
do my
of videos.
podcast, I don't, we don't stay on topic. Like
No,
we had the
it's
guy,
perfect.
yeah. We have a guy this Wednesday coming in just to talk about international tax reforms. He's pretty much the guy who wrote all the books about it. He's one of my former professors from the University of Michigan.
Okay.
He's the world-renowned expert in international tax. We had a guy who talked about the Chinese demographic situation. He lived for 15 years in China, so like a Westerner. Talk about what's going on in China. We had a student, a American student, talk about her investing lifestyle. She's like in her 20s and whatnot. So a lot of really interesting. I feel like these long format conversations are the best to dig in a
Yeah,
little bit deep, not just like surface level stuff.
for sure. For sure. I think like a lot of people appreciate it. That's why I try to bring as much value
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
And I love your channel. I love what you've been doing.
Thank
I've been
you.
watching some of your analysis to prep for this. It's actually good.
Thank you. You
I
sound
like it. Yeah.
surprised.
No, it's I sound surprised because there's a lot of garbage out there, but
Yeah, no,
yours is, yeah, legitimately good stuff, well researched. You make solid arguments. I don't agree on everything, but I think it's really good work.
that's yeah, that's okay. No, I try to bring like the seriousness of investing plus a bit of like maybe better understanding for the day-to-day investors. Because
Yeah,
when you go and you
very good.
show, I don't know, lots of times I get like, can I see a DCS? I'm like, I can, but 90% of the people have no idea what I will be talking about. So it's better to like start at the groundworks, work our way up
Yeah,
with each investment. But yeah, no, for sure. Appreciate it. Appreciate
yeah,
taking the
it's been a
time.
blast, and we'll try to get you on our podcast with Justin and myself on unpopular
Awesome.
opinions.
Awesome. Would like that.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
wish you a great end of the year. Happy holidays as well. And
Yeah, let's. We're almost on the Christmas. Be careful. Yeah, I tweeted today. If you haven't not been good this year, you might get yourself a lump of Chevy Bolt from Santa. So be careful.
but on that note,
Uh,
have a good one, Tom.
See you later. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.